Hello everyone and welcome back to the Doctor's Garage. So today I'm going to be sharing with you the single one online tool that you can use to save yourself thousands when you're looking for your next car on AutoTrader. I've used it for the past 3 cars that I've bought and I've probably saved around £1,500 to £2,000 on each one. So I'm going to be sharing with you exactly how that works and show you how to do it. But first I need to pop to work to grab my laptop and I'll screen share and show you exactly how you can do it on your next car. And we'll use some examples of certain Land Rovers that I'm particularly looking at. So let's go. So for those that follow the channel regularly have probably seen I've bought a few cars recently in the past 6 months or so, and every time I've done that I've used this online tool that I found for free. I think it was off another YouTube channel or just online generally, and it's literally saved me thousands because it's allowed me to get insights and data which I just wouldn't be able to do. So what I want to do today is I want to share that with you. I want to do a screen share off my computer to show you exactly what it looks like in real time to see the kind of savings you could make. And just do some example vehicles really so you get an idea. So at the moment I'm just on my way to work, to my clinic, to grab my laptop, and then I'll show you that screen share once we get there. Grab that. If you're a small business owner, you might recognize something like this. Now, talking about saving money, there is a company here in the UK called 1000’s that allows you to save thousands as a small business owner on all the card transactions that you might take. The company is called 1000’s, T-U-Z-A, and they allow you to compare card transaction rates for the biggest providers in the UK. It only takes 75 seconds on their website to go and do a check, see how much money you would normally take and how much you could save by switching providers to someone they might recommend suits your business best. The 1000’s website is a really easy comparison website to use. You put in the total amount of revenue you take through card transactions and a few other short questions. Once you've done that, it tells you who would be your best provider. And this information would literally take you hours and days to collate because you'd have to call around every single provider. 1000’s completely simplifies that in just 75 seconds. I'll put a link in the description below this video. See if you could save on card transactions in your business. Right, let's get back to saving money on your next car. So this is the tool that you need. It's called the AutoTrader Price Tracker, and you can download it onto your browser, providing you've got Google Chrome. So download Google Chrome, go to the website, just type in or search AutoTrader Price Tracker. It will take you right here. And on here, there'll be a button where mine says remove from Chrome because I've added it already. You're able to add it on. It takes 2 seconds to add on, and then you've got it. It's a plugin that means when you go to AutoTrader, you'll be able to access the same information that I'm going to show you in a second. So it basically works by giving you a load of information about when the car was listed and what price changes there has been, which is super useful when you're looking at negotiating or understanding how long a car's been on the market for. It works with dealers, it works with private sellers, anyone that's selling a car on AutoTrader. So yeah, add it onto your browser, and then let's take a dive into what it looks like on 3 cars. I'm going to talk through a 4x4, so we're going to talk about a Range Rover, I'm going to talk about an electric car, and just a mid-sized car as well, just to get you an idea of how it works and to show you some of the key features of it and where the biggest savings can be found, because some of these cars I'm going to show you have got huge amounts of money deducted from them from where they started. And finally, I'll be telling you about how I used it in my cases to get money off cars when I went to buy them. So let's take a look at a vehicle now. If we go and put in the postcode in here and then same make, let's go Land Rover, and let's go to, let's say Range Rover Sport, for example. So we search the 3,791 cars on AutoTrader at the moment, and as soon as you search, you'll notice things look a little bit different. So what you'll see on here is you'll get the AutoTrader Price Tracker plugin coming up on here, and it will tell you what date a vehicle was advertised. Let's say this one was advertised on the 28th of June. It'll tell you what the prices have been since it was advertised and what it's been changed by a number in pounds, but also a percentage as well. And if you look through these, you'll see quite varied amounts. These are all quite small, £299, let's say. If we go here and change the year, so let's make it a much newer vehicle, so 2022 to, let's say, or 2024. So first car that comes up at £70,000 is a Range Rover Sport P400, and this vehicle has been reduced by £5,000, and it was listed, here you can see, on the 15th of April, and it's still for sale. And you can see when it was first listed, if I go down here, so you've got here 16th of April, it was £74,999, and slowly it went to £73,999 in May, and then reduced it a bit more, a bit more, and a bit more. And you can see it's been quite a big change, let's say, between May and then June. They've really dropped it quite a bit there. So you've got a £5,000 reduction on that one, for example. This one's got a £3,000 reduction. Let's see if there's any interesting ones here. This is interesting. So this is a D300 Range Rover Sport, £79,000. Now, this vehicle, when it was first listed on the 3rd of June, so beginning of this month, it was £75,000. It's actually gone up to £79,000 now, which is really interesting. And this is a really good example. If you're looking at buying this car, you know that the person selling this car, in this case a dealer, has added £4,700 to it. And so there's a good opportunity there to actually go in and probably save yourself £4,700, because they're obviously willing to sell it just 4 weeks ago for £4,000 less. So that's a really good example of a vehicle you could save some money on buying that. Again, this one's been dropped by £5,000. That's been stayed at the same price. So when nothing's changed, it stays there. This is a really good one. I've just seen that figure there. So £77,490, a P400. Very nice Range Rover Sport there. It's been reduced by £22,500. So 23% of its value has come off. So if we take a look at the initial point, let's see. Yeah, so this car, when it was advertised, they've had this car since the 31st of October 2023, where it was 100,000. And since then, so they've had this car for a long, long time. It's been reduced and reduced and reduced and reduced. So for me, this is a great example of this is a Land Rover dealer selling a car that they know that they need to get rid of, right? They've reduced it by £22,000 already. I'm not sure how much more they'd go, but you know that actually, just with this information here, they've had this car since October. So chances are, if you go in and make an offer, you might be able to get this car at a much better price, even than what they've offered it there for, because they'll be quite keen to get rid of that vehicle. So that's a really good example. Moving down here, here's another one, £24,000 reduction. So this car initially, and these were listed for a lot when they were new. So the SVs, you can see when the SVs were first listed, not even that long ago, in May, at £215,000, this vehicle is now 190. So it's already lost £25,000 just on what it's been sold at. So I don't know what the bottom end of this is, but you'd be glad you didn't buy that car in May for 215, because you would have lost 25 grand straight away, just on the list price there that this dealer's selling it for. So pretty crazy numbers there as well. These are quite small. So you can see on Range Rover Sports, there is some definite negotiation to be had on the price of these vehicles. This is probably an interesting one, 2022, super low mileage, 15,000 miles, and £4,000 reduction there. Just since May, it's already lost 5 grand on what they're advertising it at. And so what you can say is, this vehicle's been in for this long, as a result, I can offer you this and kind of move from there, really. And I think that's quite a good way to secure a car at a price that is a bit more on your side. Let's look at something a little bit different, and these did lose loads of value, and there was loads of talk about them online, which is the Porsche Taycan. Let's see what the prices of those are doing at the moment and where we are on that. So Porsche Taycan's here. I think probably best to do to see the deductions is probably to put that back a year actually too, and see if there's any big changes. That's £2,000 off that one, that Porsche Taycan. £10,000 off that one. So they've had that on the market since the 13th of Feb. So again, been in the dealership for a long time, and so a great chance to be able to pick that up at a better price probably if you go in and make an offer on that car, for example. We know it's already been reduced by £10,000. And I just think having this information as a buyer makes it so much easier to be able to get a better deal on the car that you're looking at. Again here, £22,000 deduction, and this person's had this car since last year, so the 1st of December 2023, where they had it up for 100. So again, probably some negotiation to be done on that as well. So Taycans, as you can see, are another car that gets reduced quite a bit. Can't see any that's been, well, this car here has gone, it's gone up, then down, then up, and then down, so zero change, which is interesting to see. But it's just so useful having the price tracker plug in when you're on AutoTrader, because it just gives you all this extra information, particularly even when the cars are listed, which is really, really useful. And finally, let's take a look at another car that I do quite like, that it's a bit of a curveball. For anyone that knows the channel will know it's probably not a car I've talked about before, but I do like BMW M2s. So let's take a look at M2 and see what these are looking at. So these are the brand new M2s. Very different look to the old ones, actually. £2,000 off here. £9,000 off here. That's a really new one, 2024, only 2,000 miles. That's a BMW dealer there. So it's already £9,000 less. So again, been in the dealership for over a month now, and there's definitely more negotiation to be had on that price, because you know how much they've already dropped it by. So that's an interesting one. £2,000 off that one, £3,000 off that one. No more big drops on these. I don't think they're quite new, aren't they, this generation I'm looking at just here. Overall, what I'd say is I think having this information as a buyer just makes it so much easier for you to be able to negotiate a price, because you know when they've been listed and what the price deductions have been. And when I've bought my cars recently, for example, my Audi R8, I knew that when I was looking at the vehicle, I knew they'd had it for 3 months already. And because they'd had it for 3 months, it was coming to the end of the year. It was just before Christmas and New Year. I knew the dealer wanted it gone. So it was a sports car, convertible sports car, in fact, that had already been in the dealership for 3 months. I'd already seen the deductions they'd made. And it made it so much easier to talk through a negotiation and kind of get to a price what I wanted to get to. And in the end, I actually just made them an offer and said, this is what I'm prepared to go to. And they came very close to it. So I got a great price on that vehicle. But I think having that information is super useful if you're looking for a used car or a new car on AutoTrader. I hope that information has been useful for you. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you very soon.